I let my boss steal my idea, and then I destroyed his career without saying a word. I got my boss fired, blacklisted from our industry, and investigated by corporate, all because he took credit for my work and laughed about it. I'm not exaggerating. I didn't yell. I didn't threaten him. I didn't even confront him. I just waited and made sure every single thing he did wrong landed on him all at once. This happened over 6 months, and by the end of it, the man who once told me I was replaceable was escorted out of the building with a cardboard box, while HR apologized to me. I was 22 and fresh out of college when I landed what I thought was a dream job at a mid-sized tech company. Nothing glamorous, but solid pay, good benefits, and a foot in the door of an industry that's notoriously hard to break into. Enter Mark, my direct supervisor. Mark was one of those people who loved power but had no idea how to use it. He talked over people, took credit for others' work, and had this smug habit of saying things like, "That's just how the real world works," whenever anyone questioned him. Everyone hated him. But he'd been there for years, knew the higher-ups personally, and had mastered the art of failing upward. From day one, Mark treated me like an intern, even though my title and responsibilities were the same as everyone else's. "Make sure you CC me on everything," he said. "Don't speak in meetings unless I ask you to," he said. "Your job is to support my ideas," he said. I swallowed it. I needed the job. Then I had an idea that changed everything. About 3 months in, I noticed a massive inefficiency in how our team handled client onboarding. It was costing time, money, and customer satisfaction, but nobody seemed to care because that's how we've always done it. So I built a solution. On my own time, nights and weekends. I mocked up a new workflow, automated part of the process, and even ran test data showing it could save the company hundreds of thousands a year. I sent it to Mark, clearly labeled with documentation. He replied with one line, "Interesting, I'll take a look." The next week, we had a department-wide meeting. Mark stood up, pulled up my slides, barely edited, and presented them as his own idea. No credit, no mention, nothing. When I confronted him afterward, quietly, he smiled. "That's how this works," he said. "If you want credit, climb the ladder." Then he added the line that sealed his fate. "You should be grateful I even used it." I was furious. But I didn't react. I didn't complain to HR. I didn't tell my coworkers. Instead, I started paying attention. Mark had a pattern. He routinely took credit for subordinates' work, missed deadlines, and blamed others' approved expenses that violated policy, spoke to junior staff in ways that were questionable at best. And most importantly, he documented everything, poorly. Mark loved email, loved Slack, loved leaving a paper trail because he thought it protected him. So I let him keep talking. For months, I quietly saved things. Emails where he claimed others' work as his own, messages instructing us to bypass internal controls, meeting notes where he contradicted himself, expense approvals that clearly violated company policy. I never altered anything, never provoked him. I just complied. Every time he overstepped, I smiled and said, "Sure thing, Mark," and saved a copy. Meanwhile, his brilliant idea, my system, rolled out company-wide and worked exactly as predicted. Leadership loved it. They loved him. Mark got cocky. He started skipping meetings, ignoring compliance rules, treating people worse than ever, and then he made his biggest mistake. One afternoon, he publicly blamed a junior coworker for a failure that was entirely his fault. She broke down crying in the bathroom. That was it for me. That night, I organized everything, 6 months of documentation, time-stamped, categorized, cross-referenced with company policy. Then I wrote a calm, professional email to HR and compliance. No emotion, no accusations, just facts. The response was immediate. The next morning, Mark was pulled into a meeting. Then another, then another. Audits were launched. Projects paused. People were interviewed. Mark stopped making eye contact with anyone. By week 2, leadership realized something terrifying. Their star performer was a liability. They uncovered policy violations, misappropriated credit expense fraud, a pattern of abusive behavior, and the final nail. When asked to explain discrepancies, Mark blamed me, except I had receipts. 3 weeks after my email, Mark was escorted out of the building. No goodbye email, no announcement. Just gone. I was called into HR. They apologized. I was formally credited for the system I built, promoted, given a raise. And Mark? Word spread fast in our industry. He hasn't worked in tech since. Was it revenge? Absolutely. Was it deserved? I think so. I didn't destroy his career. I just stopped protecting him from the consequences of his own actions. And honestly, I'd do it again.